Ben.
And I'm Jack.
We find it necessary that you understand the physics of paintball.
And remember, safety first, kids.
You good? Also, whenever we're not shooting, we want to make sure that these barrel socks are on our markers at all times, just so we don't, misfire or hit anybody we don't want to hit.
All right, let's get some shooting.
Yeah, paintball. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is momentum. It's represented by this equation right here. Now, when paintball players have a lot of momentum when they're running, they need something to stop them when they're diving or sliding into bunkers. What is that thing called again?
Is that the frictional force?
I think that's called the frictional force. So basically the two things that are going to create friction are the grass or whatever turf you're on and the clothing you're wearing, which is these pants. You might also have some cleats or whatever to increase your speed and also increase your momentum. Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is frictional forces. Frictional forces help the player stop whenever he's going really fast or moving. There are three ways that a player can stop. He can stop by just slowing down and just not moving as fast. He can slide, which is as easy as it sounds, just slides across the ground. Or he could do what's called a Superman dive, which is amazing, and it's when a player jumps and does like a belly flop slide, sort of.
We'll cover that in projectile forces. Projectile motion. Caught myself there. Friction is represented by this equation right here. All right, let's give it a try.
Let's get her done.
So Newton's first law is the law of inertia, and basically what inertia is the resistance to a force. So if a body is at rest, it tends to stay at rest. We've all heard that one before, unless acted upon by another force. So also in the same terms, if a body is in motion, it tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by a resisting force. So if you are at the beginning of a paintball game, you're usually just like this, at the starting gate, you're not moving at all. But when the whistle blows, you're gonna go and run. A body has a certain amount of inertia in it, depending on how much you weigh and how tall you are, or whatever. You have a certain amount of inertia, and you're gonna need to apply your own force to be able to move yourself. So if you skip leg day, you won't be able to move yourself. So
Never skip leg day.
never skip leg day. So why don't we go ahead and give it a try, and you'll see what we mean.
All right. Got it. Alright, now that we're done with the logistics of it, let's get to some shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. what we have here is our target. His name is Garrett. He's Ben's brother, and a good buddy of mine.
He's in detention, or else, you know, we would have been shooting him for real. All right, let's do it.
Yay, shooting Garrett.
All right, so basically, when it comes to the paintballs themselves, one time they really experience the force of gravity is when they're in the hopper. I turn it on, it's gonna force feed it down, but when I turn it off, they will only come through here, and then they'll be fed into the chamber, into the paintball gun with only gravity and their own weight. So let's go ahead and do a drop test just to show you how paintballs will fall while they're in the hopper. Right? Yep. All right, so that was about 50 balls per second coming out of here. Once they get just above the hole, that's when they'll experience gravity for real. Inside, there is a rotor that'll just spin them over the hole. And this platform is spring, so they'll fall over the rotor, be caught in here, and then they'll go into the hole right in there, fall in here. So basically all they're doing is being forced to be aligned. Other than that, gravity's doing the rest. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is energy. One of the only ways energy is involved with paintball, really, with the equipment, is with our air source. Could be either CO2 or compressed air. Most people nowadays, probably 95% of all paintball players use compressed air. It's more efficient and it's cleaner. So basically, all of the compressed air is stored in this tank. Right now, I have it set to about 4,000 PSI. So we're gonna go ahead and put this bomb into the paintball gun. There's a pin right at the end of the tank that when pushed in, it will release the air. Sometimes with mechanical guns, you will hear it go right away. That's because the pin is built into the gun that'll push the pin on the tank. But for safety reasons, on electromagnetic guns, they'll have something that's called an on-off ASA. So basically, when I screw it in a little bit more, the pin will hit the tank, and you'll see the bolt go back. Just like that. Means the gun's all charged up. And basically what just happened was the air went from the tank through what's called the macro line, into the regulator in the handle, through another airflow tube, and straight into the chamber, which compresses the bolt. So basically right here, we have a lot of potential energy, a lot of compressed air in a small amount of space. So when it's all released, it'll create a large impulse, which will propel the paintball gun. And that is about it for energy with the equipment.
I believe I can fly. spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly.